So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We're going to talk about Airpod Albert going to Ajax by the looks of it. It's not confirmed, but it does appear that he is the number one choice for Louis van Gaal to rejuvenate the Ajax team that are currently absolutely in free fall over in Holland. Just sacked their manager at the weekend. I think they're currently sat 17th, 18th in the league, something like that. They're playing Brighton tonight in the Europa League, which reminds me, I'm doing a watch along for that game on Lee Reacts. Link in the description, people. In fact, I might put it in the title. Yeah, I'll stick it in the title as well. So make sure you go and sub to that channel, people, and plenty of content on there. I just dropped a video as well a few hours ago, as you're watching this, about Toney being banned and why Ivan Toney has been treated differently to Toney, etc., etc. So go and check that out. We're going to speak about Ivan Toney on here. Link to Arsenal, link to Chelsea, 65 million quid, looking like an absolute bargain. But we're going to come back to that in a minute. Big up to everybody. We're over 88k on this channel. Massive, massive achievement. We hit that today. So thank you very much to everybody. We hit that while we were live with Northside, Flawless and Saeed. So check that out as well if you've got time. And make sure you leave your comments and super chats down below. But the Gunners' assistant manager has become a recognisable face during the team's transition into title challenges. And he has previously worked with Van Gaal at Manchester United, where he coached Wayne Rooney. Wow, never knew that. Van Gaal left the Netherlands national team after the 2022 World Cup, has returned to Ajax's supervisory board in recent weeks, only to be met with the club in freefall. With just one win and 4 defeats from 7 games, 36 times Eredivisie champions Ajax are in the relegation zone and tumbling towards the first ever top flight exit. The hugely unpopular Maurice, I don't even know how to say that Ajax manager's name, Stein, I don't know, was relieved of his duties after a 4-3 defeat to Utrecht, and they are now in search to find someone who can be a long-term replacement for Erik ten Hag. Now, Dutch outlet AD.nl has said that Ajax need a coach who knows how to play attacking football, and that Albert Stoijenberg, can never pronounce these Dutch names, Arsenal's number 2, is someone who could bring football back to Ajax. Due to their close relationship at Old Trafford, he added, Van Gaal knows what kind of person he is and what he has in store, the profile, and thinks he could be a good asset to the club. Known affectionately by Arsenal fans as Airpod Albert, he's always been wired up on the bench. The 53-year-old Rotterdam native has been working in coaching for 3 decades after an early retirement from football. Working as the head coach with the Dutch national youth teams, Albert joined United from 2014 to 16. I didn't know he was at United, I can't lie. Before a brief stint at Belgium side Genk. From there, he then went and joined Wales in 2018. Wow, I didn't know that either. And then job shared with the Gunners until making them sole focus with the Gunners in 2021. And it's perhaps no coincidence that they returned to the top soon after that. Or maybe we just sign better players and you get better outcome, mate. Better players get you better results. Not rocket science, is it? But there we go. But listen, I couldn't care less whether he leaves or not, if I'm being completely honest. Is he the guy that's made us into potential title challengers? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. But the fact is, you know, it's not the end of the world if he leaves Arsenal Football Club, is it? He's a paid employee. I'm sure there's other coaches out there and number 2s and assistants, whatever you want to call them these days, that we could go and get. So I don't want to be hearing that as an excuse if Arsenal don't win anything. Oh, well, we let Airpod Albert leave and he was the glue. I don't want to hear any of that rubbish. So listen, if he goes, he goes. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Yeah, the fact is, I didn't even know who he was when we got him, and we haven't won anything since he's been here. So is it a big loss if he leaves? Yeah, the one thing I will say is when we played Man City and he was the manager for the day, because Arteta wasn't there, we actually played really well. And that was the best before. I know we lost the game in the end, Rodri right at the death, but that was actually our best performance for a long while against a big team, or Man City especially. But yeah, I ain't really too fussed whether he leaves or not, if I'm completely honest. Go and get another number 2. I'm sure there's a better number 2 out there than Airpod Albert. And maybe the Carlos Cuesta, is it? Maybe we could give him a go. I don't know. Yeah, our fans seem to be in love with him. C-Tech, Enrique Iglesias. But there we go. Maybe we could give him a job. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on all of that. Leave that in the comment section. We're going to talk about Ivan Toney. Can't stay out the news. Linked to Arsenal. Arsenal transfer target. Ivan Toney open to joining the club. According to all the reports out there. And listen, I'm adamant we're going to sign this guy. Yeah, and I'm genuinely, I'm not a gambler. I'm not a betting man. Obviously, Ivan's been suspended for that. But if I was to have a little flutter and put some money on whether he's coming or not to Arsenal, I would stick the money on yes, because I do think he is going to sign for Arsenal. However, if he does join Arsenal, he's going to want to be the main man, which means that we need to get rid of Eddie Nketiah. Can we still find a system and a formation to play Ivan Toney and Gabby Jesus? I think we can. I think there's times where we could rest some of the other players. Martinelli could have a rest here and there. Big season, long season. Very important season for this football club and for this manager and for this fan base, because it's now 4 calendar years come December. This manager's had the job. And in that 4 calendar years, he signed 1 striker, which is Jesus really a striker? I'd say he's more of a second striker rather than an actual striker. He signed 1 right winger in that time, Marquinhos, who's on loan. I don't even know where he's gone. So his attacking options, striker-wise, he signed 1. Right wing, we've only signed 1. He's been buying more left wingers, midfielders and defenders. So if we get Ivan Toney in, I'll be over the moon, because I rate him. I think he's a top player. Yeah, and I do think he elevates us into a better position to win a title and maybe even win something else, maybe a League Cup, an FA Cup. Obviously, we're in the League Cup next Wednesday. Hopefully, we beat West Ham. But Ivan Toney's already said on Diaries of a CEO YouTube channel that he wants to be the main man when he goes to the football club. So is he going to be the main man at Arsenal? Will Arteta give him the keys to the striker position and say, you're going to play every week? Because I'll tell you now, this guy is a game changer. Yeah, and when you're looking at somebody like Erling Haaland, the Dolphin that plays for City, who scored a brace again last night, when you're looking at him, he's already scored more goals than Eddie Nketiah is going to score this season. He's already scored more goals in all competitions than Gabby Jesus is going to score this season. So I feel we need somebody that is a serial goal scorer. Yes, you can have all these other players around him scoring and chipping in, the Sakas, the Odegaards. Well, let's not talk about him. Yeah, Ghost Guard. Yeah, no doubt he'll turn up on Saturday. Yeah, Sheffield United and all that. It's about his level. But the Martinellis, the Jesuses, the Trossards, the Sakas, yeah, we need all of them to chip in. But I feel we need a focal point up front. And that focal point for me has to be this guy. 3rd top goal scorer in the Premier League last season. Only Harry Kane, who's not in the league anymore, and Erling Haaland scored more than him. And he missed the last 4 games of the season. Or 3 games, whatever it was. So I think he's going to come back with a vengeance. I think he's going to come back and he's going to be wanting to prove a point. Yeah, obviously after that ban, he's going to be ready to go. And there's a Euros coming up as well. Let's not forget that. There's a Euros in the summer coming. So I think he's going to want to prove a point, and he's going to hit the ground running. And listen, if you put him into that Arsenal team right now, we are lacking something different up front. Yeah, all of our players are kind of dwarf-like and not very tall, not very physical or commanding. Yeah, this guy also gives you an outball from the goalkeeper where he can actually hold the ball up, whereas when Eddie's up front, it just comes straight back. So I think this is a no-brainer. 65 million quid, get the deal done. Even if it includes giving Eddie and Nketiah to them plus a bit of cash, then I'm all for it. Get that bum out of my football club. He is not good enough. Yeah, I don't want to see him kick ball for us again. 2 goals in 30 games. Do me a favour. Yeah, so yeah, I want to see Ivan Toney at Arsenal ASAP. Yeah, and that'll be January. Obviously, he's banned until then. But think he's allowed to play in some games abroad. Yeah, he's been in Dubai a lot recently, training as well. Played against FC Como. Cesc Fabregas is the manager. He scored in that game in Italy. So, yeah, man, I think he's looking sharp. He's raring to go, and he's probably counting down the days until he can kick a ball again on the pitch. So, well, we're coming up to November, December, January, and all of a sudden, boom, he's back. Yeah, and I want to see him at Arsenal. As soon as he's allowed to be transferred, get it done the same day. Yeah, and then the very next game, I want to see him start, and I want to see him start every game to the end of the season. So fingers crossed, we can get this done. But listen, it's Arsenal, man. We know what Arsenal are like. They might go out there and find a cheap, cheerful option. There's a lad who's absolutely killing it, Girassi, yeah, absolutely smashing it. He's got a release clause of 17 mil. Just because he's smashing 15 goals in 9 games, don't mean he's going to come to the Premier League and do that. Yeah, I want somebody who's proven he can do it year in, year out in this league, and that's Ivan Toney for me. So go and get him. 65 mil well spent. If we hadn't wasted that on the German giraffe, the skittle eating, gummy bear chewing German giraffe, we could have already put the bid on the table and done a deal for January. But it's what it is. Let me know your thoughts on that. Airpod Albert, leave it all in the comments. Tony, leave it in the comments. What striker do you want if you don't want Ivan Toney? Obviously, I know a lot of you want Osman, but we ain't got 150 million quid. I don't think he's worth anywhere near that anyway. So I'd rather spend the money on Toney and have a bit left over for Neto. Because I'm greedy. I want 2, not 1. But let me know your thoughts on that. Check out the videos on Lee Reacts about Tonali. Excuse me. And I'll be back live on there, 7:30 UK time, for the Brighton Ajax watch-along. So check that out, people. Also, check out the show I did earlier with Saeed Northside and Flawless. And we're out of here. Adios. Ciao.